Delighted because there is so much at hand in the energy land and so much changing in energy land that it's very good to come together and to share a little bit of the latest and the earnest of what has happened in 2022, say the impact of war on Ukraine has made in energy land, and obviously also what COP27 and G20 has brought us in new realities of understanding of where we are as a global community, but also in local, national and organizational goals and ambitions and strategies. Energy security, energy availability, the energy price, the affordability and the sustainability have all been married again in 2022 in our decade of action. Now this masterclass will be based on 10-12 years experience in classrooms, but also educational outreach and consultancy and projects from our practice and with leading academics and policymakers and practitioners in the energy land, from oil and gas companies as well from the renewable industry. The masterclass which we will cover is covering three themes quite profoundly, and that is of course this the urgency where we are today in our own country, in our own nation, in our own organization, the ambition, the aspirations and the goal setting. It's also a bit about the reality of the playing field where we are in today, and it's also looking together and learning the skills and traits of future making, the agenda. And that we do a little bit in a workshop around strategies and scenarios, but learning and practicing and exploring together how you can cleverly and smartly a little bit build to scale. Another element which we like to cover with you in this masterclass is, of course, when you know a little bit your ambition level and what you need to achieve in the playing field. We like to cover as well how do you humanize and decarbonize, and how do you roadmap now a successful journey. So how do you do that from small to big, or how do you marry small to big, and how do you jive? Do you build the bridges between oil and gas and renewables? And with country policies and change making, and how do we do that for real? So that we will have a second module where we explore really hands-on project program management, soft skills, hard skills for leading the change. And ultimately we like to close off this masterclass with a little bit of touching on leadership skills, sharing together what it is when you are innovating, what it is to make change in an organization or in an environment with stakeholders and shareholders, and what you can expect, and it's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and how you can thrive in dynamic environments, complex environments, and where you have to marry many different traits and sectors and sections in the value chain, but also in skill and discipline level, all at one table. Now, and that in crisis mode or in just normal operating mode. Couple of interesting things which where we go off with is by saying, okay, we take certain things, as a change challenge. So the last 100 years, our world has been, fueled by oil and gas for 80% and only 20% by renewables. And somehow, in some way, we feel we have to flip that around. Perhaps not in 2080 or 3070 or whatever, there's no accuracy here, but we have to flip it around, or at least we have to electrify much more of our societies, at our homes, at our cars, in our industries. And how do we do that? How do we get just transitions at home, but also how do we play just the transitions in the global playing field between East and West and North and South? Now, and another small element which we will cover, and that's of course based on this, what I shared with you earlier. There's 100 years of experience in the energy professionals at the World Energy Council, and there's 10-12 years of experience of the reasonable today's energy transition which we're playing in today, from say fossil fuel based electrical energy system to a much more hybrid and electrified energy system. So you will be part and parcel at the table where we discuss and share the present, the current, and the most acute what's happening today and what we can expect and see. And finally, I like to stand a little bit still with you about shaping the agenda. It's done today between the business community, society, and government. So it's not only, that I design, I invent a new product and tool and I bring it into the market. Can be done, but that's the small scale niche, or the Apple of the electricity system. But in essence, is what we will cover is a bit of what is today, and how can you grow and nurture a wish and change for a change making and future making agenda, which is aligned and attuned between the partners in the equation. And I think that's a very exciting skill and capacity building skill to learn. Now, with WeHive, we're excited to see you all. We hope that you find your place, that you can secure your place and register for this event, because it will be so much joy, so much fun to sit together, energy professionals of today, and we have one common thing, common value at the table. We like to make energy free of concern, not only for ourselves but also for the other and for tomorrow. And we would like to have this energy system which is in balance, which does not harm nature, does not harm people, and can thrive in our